Firstly, I want to condemn the violence on foreign nationals as well as gender-based violence. Up until we introduce legislation which deal with these issues, they are likely to persist even further. In the country, there is a great reliance on formal employment. This contrasts with many parts of the world where there is a strong focus on artisans and the merchant economy. South Africa is not different from other African states. Thus, we need to look at the successes of those African countries. In Ghana, the unemployment is 6.7%, Tanzania 9.7%, and in the DRC it is 11%. And all of these countries have got a legislation that prohibits foreign nationals to participate in the informal sector. Citizens of those countries are given priority and are protected in that space. There is a clear policy that protects the microeconomy for the benefit of the local people. In our country, we have a small town which is Carolina in Mpumalanga, where there's more than 80% of the businesses that are owned by non-South Africans, and those businesses do not employ South Africans. It is the same thing even in Tsofimvaba, Lipalale, and many small towns. This employment creates dependence on the employer, whereas business ownership creates mass economic participation of locals in the economy. We, as this parliament, must introduce legislation that allows only South Africans to trade in the township, rural, and inner city economy. It is unacceptable that a South African cannot trade in the informal sector of a country, but citizens of those countries can come to South Africa and dominate the informal sector. It is unfair that South Africans have to compete with Chinese who are funded by their own governments in order to open businesses in South Africa. To deal with this unemployment crisis, let us secure our economy. And South Africans must come first in our economy. Foreign nationals must get jobs on a scarce and critical skills basis. It is unacceptable if you go to Kusile, you find that there are artisans there who are coming from Germany and many of these European countries, whereas we've got South Africans without jobs. We are the parliament of the people of South Africa. Our role it is to put the interests of the South Africans first. Thank you.